Hi, Siddharth. Thank you so much for helping my project. Could you say a little bit about yourself?
Hi, sir. First of all, I'm really thankful to you for inviting me and being part of your and taking me as worthy in your project. So yeah, I'm from India, especially being specific to Gujarat. So yeah, I'm a pre-med student. Will be going to continue my medical studies regarding human anatomy. So I have a dream to have a field under the neurosurgery, neuroscience, and also got internships from Harvard and also Boston College regarding that summer program internships regarding psychology and art of dancing. So yeah, I'll be doing that. And yeah, so my goal is to be the greatest person ever in terms of delivering service to society and humanity. So yeah, here I am, sir, in front of you. Thanks a lot. I'm really grateful to you.
What got you interested in medicine?
Okay, so interest in medicine comes from, say, from our background, inherited kind of thing. So to be like, inherited in ways like my father is just a mechanical engineer, my mother is just kind of former government aspirant, right? My brother is in just eight and 10th grade, right? So I got medicine into from our mythological scriptures and manuscripts like that. So there is a mentioning about soul in scientific terms, consciousness, right? So that lead me to know more and more about humans. So yeah, and that's also matches with my dream. How you are like when we ask, okay, how you are going to serve humanity, the first thought anyone can get is to serve in the field of medicine, to cure people, to cure his or her diseases, right? So that's the thing. And why I choose is neurology, neuroscience, is to like having a keen interest in knowing consciousness. When we're talking about what a consciousness is, so okay, there are two types. Let's take two type of people. One is dead and one is alive, both in his brain or their brain having neurons, right? And but at the what sense, they having been conscious and unconscious, right? So that ignites and clicks me in my head that okay, I want to know about consciousness, and science fiction movies help me a lot. Let's say Captain America, Steve Rogers, I see him transforming from a thinny guy to a great muscular body by using super soldier serum and many stuffs like that. So yeah, it gives me a boost to the medical science and like that. And also I'm like kind of I found it that okay, the things where I can generate more and more questions that will be having a time to find the answers. So yeah, that's the thing. Same as medicine, I'm really interested into space too, because I found those two things like I can have a lot of questions, right? Competition of questions rather than being just having already an answers in any field. So yeah, that's the thing that ignites me and love, like it started loving myself towards the field of medicine. So yeah.
So what do you think of consciousness? What is it?
Okay, so in my terms, from my perspectives, what consciousness is like knowing on ourselves better. It doesn't matter you are happy or sad or anything like that. It's just being present at that moment. Being present in the moment means being who you are. Who you are means, right, knowing yourself more better than others, right? Okay, in the today's world we are in the race to judging people and knowing other people. Oh my god, he or she is doing that, she is creating wonders. Why not we are knowing ourselves, like okay, we all are unique, definitely having own consciousness, but from my perspective consciousness is just knowing ourselves or better. Okay, and one context regarding that I would love to give, that consciousness is just feeling of knowing yourself and grateful that okay, you are still alive, and as compared to the people that are just praying to god or whatever deity or mighty they know. But the thing is that if we compare to ourselves to peoples who being hospitalized praying for god for even one breath, so we should be really grateful. And yeah, like okay, we are being alive and we can do many wonders, right? So from my thing, consciousness is the thing to know ourselves more better, being consciously present in the terms like like, okay, if you are in happy moments or sad moment, you you should be conscious, right? Because if you don't know about, okay, what's really happy, is it really makes me happy, my soul happy, that's really a great happy moment. And about sadness, is it really mean to me, or that it really mean to my materialistic things that I have surroundings me. So yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, and from like I'm kind of writing a book on it, consciousness. So one of my, I came to theory of my own generating is that we are just thinking consciousness in form of source or energy. Like energy can't be created nor be destroyed, right? So what if like we are seeing just, okay, population is being increasing every year, but we are not looking from the aspect that, okay, people are also dying, right, year by year. That's the thing. So what if I having a consciousness of a pharaoh from Egypt, or one of the kings from India, or one of the rulers from United Kingdoms, right, kind of things. Like, isn't might be a kind of transfer of energy from one body to one body. Like in our mythology, there is the term and context relating, like consciousness, soul is just like changing of like how you change your dirty clothes into the new ones. So the soul changes that old body into the new body. How, like if I want to explain that, if someone is living in say India, right, or in some any part of the world, if he dies or he she dies, at the same time a newborn baby came out of the womb, having that kind of consciousness. And again we can relate it to the afterlife. Like there is a many myth regarding it, that we in human brain never discovered or never used that more than 1% of brain. But isn't that true, right? We use more than 10 to 15 to 25% of that brain, but why not 100%? From my perspective, it might be like that we are not recall what we were in previous birth. If we got to know that what we were in the previous birth, then we can have already experienced. We don't need people to ask, okay, you need an experience to be in mechanical engineering or any kind of field. They already had an experience and they can do wonders. And I can relate it to the meditations and focusing on things. So yeah, that's my perspectives towards consciousness.
Do you think only humans are conscious, or do you think other animals are also conscious?
In my terms, consciousness is not just being like having a breath, or as I told you, conscience is being present, or consciousness is being knowing who you are. So yeah, okay, so definitely we are also an animals, right? We are also raised of from that kingdoms, right? So like we just know ourselves as a social animals and others as just in pet or wild or animals, right? So okay, they're having a consciousness, but as from the perspectives when talking to non-living things or just mountains or clouds, I guess they might be possessing their own consciousness, but we just not because of we are not able to interact with them. It doesn't mean that they don't have their own consciousness. Might be like might sound silly, but might be they might be having conversation in nights or days between them, having own relatives kind of things. And but just because just like we don't understand the language of animals, like how the dog barks, we doesn't understand until that dogs start say shaking their tail, right? We doesn't never get to know about that thing. So like yeah, might sound silly, but I thought from my perspective might be possibilities of that. Yeah, they might be having consciousness. So yeah.
So, how would you test for it?
uh from my thing, testing, like okay, there are three kind of testing for humans, testing for animals, that we see them as animals because they're having the same right to live on earth, right? Like we are just sharing our resources with them. And second thing, consciousness to check with the non-living thing kind of things, right? So for humans, okay, we can interact with either each other having kind of frequencies with the help of music. Second thing applies to animals too. You might be knowing about cows, cows, and having a best production of milk when listen to Beethoven or Mozart or any classical music. That's the thing, we can interact in like animals too. There are I previously thought to make an app software that can can recognize the bark of dog and can send you the message like, okay, dog want to say this. So yeah, that's the thing. And in terms of say identifying if they are being conscious or not, in the terms of non-living things, I would love to say one of the quote of Nikola Tesla, that he said, if you want to discover the secrets of universe, you have to think in terms of frequencies or waves like that, energy. So I guess if if I want to know the consciousness, I would definitely go with the help of frequencies and graphs that we human made it for the better understanding of us. So yeah, I will definitely go for that.
Um, do you follow Elon Musk much?
Uh, to be honest, like might sound like really bad, but it's okay to have kind of inspiration or kind of people around you that can inspire you. But following, from my perspective, following, like, okay, we should always follow ourselves first, right? Because we are here, no matter how rich or poor we are, no matter how worthy we are, we should always follow first, right? So I always used to follow for me first, right? I'm always going to be a superhero kind of thing, my own film for me. But from the perspective of Elon Musk, like most of the people nowadays, like there are always kind of two sides, bad and negative, right? So sorry, bad and good, right? So the bad side, what I am saying is that like in the race of following people, Elon Musk, they are kind of losing their own identity itself. Many people around social media, and I also get to talk to them, they're always talking about Elon Musk. They aren't talking about themselves, what they should be doing in our own life. It's okay to have an inspiration, to have knowledge, okay, that okay, we can have self reusable rockets that can have a self landing. But at the end of the day, if we are not using that inspiration in our own enhancement and benefit, I don't think as a good. But yeah, from that good perspective, it's totally great to have kind of your own role model. Like, okay, I want to achieve this success one day, I want to know, because of like delivering towards the humanity in any field because of that person. So yeah, that's the thing, like we shouldn't be forgiving and ignoring our own identity in the race to follow others identity. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, at the end of the day, whatever Elon Musk is doing is really great. And again, I just wanted to add one thing, like, to be honest, Elon Musk, like from my perspective, I might be wrong, and I'm really open for criticism, right? What my perspective says, like, okay, Elon Musk didn't get affection what we think about him. He is definitely going to do whatever he loves to do. Whether he loves to do whether he loves to buy Twitter, definitely going to buy Twitter. So it's kind of also a time waste, I see, from the bad perspective, to have kind of, okay, is it our matters what we are benefiting from that? We are benefiting any kind of billions of dollars? No, definitely we are just wasting our times. Okay, whether Elon Musk should buy Twitter, yes or no, kind of thing. So yeah, that's the bad perspective. But yeah, at the end of the day, whatever he's doing really great. And yeah, whatever he has a thought of, he definitely going to achieve that. So yeah.
I think that's a very good point about making sure that you don't lose your identity in the shadow of other people. But the reason I was going to ask you was because Elon talks about spreading the light of consciousness to the rest of the universe. And I was wondering what you think that means. Like, what does that mean to you?
Okay, so to be honest, I have a same dream too. Like one day there will be a day, like one day there will be a day that mother from other civilization other than Homo sapien will be telling to their child, oh, see, Siddharth, okay, what he achieved, what he done. You should be like him. Like telling, like just imagining, like mothers or parents from other civilization telling about yourself to their child, like get inspired from them, get things done for our own civilization, get inspiration from them. That's the thing I always used to believe and kind of dream of me, right? Still I have that dream. So from my perspective, is what Elon is like, what they mean to say is that spreading the light of consciousness. Okay, as we talked about, we're having a consciousness, right? So it's just like light, like uh like delivering the light, like okay, to know that other civilization also, okay, there is a race named Homo sapien existed in the world at this kind of point. I would love to use that C-53, one of the mention of Marvel movies to Earth, that okay, our alien friends might be thinking about, okay, see the people from C-53 having done so much to reach us, right? So I think from that point, what he means, and yeah, that's the thing what I guess he means. But at the same time, maybe coincidentally, I saw one of the reels on Instagram yesterday, and yeah, it's really say right that we are heading towards like the distance between the two galaxies that we are thinking of having another civilization is being like we are getting far from each other more than the speed of light, right? So that's the thing. If we are thinking in terms of light, I think just we just you have like we just have to use either a Millennium Falcon kind of thing using warp drive or hyperdrive to reach the next civilization. Or if we are really thinking in terms of what we are doing being from our past, I think we are never going to reach for that next civilization. So yeah, like still there are many kind of conspiracy like Bob Lazar's conspiracy, or even the one of the minister defense minister from Israel say that might be we in being contact with other civilization. So yeah, kind of galactic federation. So yeah, we never know about like okay, just like I always used to say, I can never know about what the thing are going on your mind, right? Kind of mind reading. So that's the thing we will never know about, like aren't we surrounded by humans or just aliens like shown in every movie? So yeah.
Do you think there are aliens in the rest of the universe?
Yeah, I do definitely. I'm kind of a believer from the group of say believing in the group of okay panspermia, and I think I can state that why I am believing used to believe that there are many hypotheses like primordial soup hypothesis and many like nebula, and that the big bang appeared like that and that. So yeah, but what I think, like I'm true believer of hypothesis of panspermia. So yeah, definitely it should be right, it should be evidence and existence of next other civilization. If you go to Sumeria or Babylonians, there are the mentioning of creatures for other civilization. Let's say for Anunnaki, there is a mentioning of Anunnaki, one of the say messenger of God, with their manuscripts and the paintings on like cravings on the rocks pillars. There is a picture of a man, like head of a man and body of a lion, and there is a still visible marks of being stitches being carved on that rock. That shows like at that ancient civilization was so much powerful that they can have a successful head transplant with the help of our neurons and spinal cords into a body of a lion and head of man. So yeah, there and also kind of UFO abduction theories, and also uh, theories that okay, many old civilizations they were being kind of connected to each others, right? If we see civilization from India, many deities are being kind of the same age, we can they compare them around the world. So I just wanted to highlight a thing that we found a thing like kind of DNA structures, and that's the same thing. It's visible of that 10 pairs ATGC, that molecules, nucleus, and that things. And there is also mentioning of two kind of angels having wings that I named at Anunnaki, the group of messengers, is that they are being editing our own genes and DNAs. So yeah, that's the thing. And also a case in, if I'm not wrong, then maybe Colombia and USA around 2005 or like that, maybe 2007 or 2003, that always rapid increase in the case of theories that farmers near their farmlands found their animals being like 100% blood sucked out from their bodies and having a specialized part cut out from their bodies like that. So yeah, and like they were saying in the interview that previous day there was really fine, and another day's morning they found to be that. So yeah, that's the thing. And I'm also believer, isn't it that like people from other civilizations send us as microbes? Like we all know that we all got evolutionized, like so why aren't apes or primates are being evolutionized nowadays? And we got to know that life started from the sea, right? And also knowing about the Lamarck's and the swan neck experiment. If the water is not being like if the water is being sterilized and not being infected by any microbes, definitely there will be no origination of a civilization, right? That we call as civilization, right? And if the water is being sterilized and not being contacted into the any microbes, definitely there will not be any microbes anymore, right? So that's the thing. And same thing, I guess NASA is doing, sending probes and microbes to other planets and other things, that they can evolve, they can have a proper analytics on the weathers. And so isn't it possible that other civilizations send us just as a microbes, and we just landed on the sea, and the whole history of human civilization just created? Or I'm also like read a paper around that there were species before us, that Neanderthals and Rama sapiens and Shiva sapiens kind of things. So why they like came to exist? Like yeah, we know that dinosaur became ex- became extinct when the that meteorite and asteroid that hit the earth. But yeah, why they like our own kind of ancestor like disappear, right? So I saw like one of the shows on Discovery, Ancient Aliens, right? So they were talking about, isn't it we are just modified versions of previous organizations? Like definitely, if we are petting any kind of thing, let's say we are petting a goat, like we kept goat as a pet animal, that goat becomes aggressive and dominant on us, definitely we are going to kill them or execute them or replace them with any other animal, right? So that's the thing I also always used to see from that perspective. Isn't it that we being just a gene edited kind of civilization, like they, the who that created us feel that okay, we created a more advanced gene and they might overcome us or over dominate us, so they just vanish them because as they were less in numbers, and just artificially created us, as I told you about the two angels being edited our own gene shown in that civilization. So yeah, here are my views. I might be wrong, but still I'm happy that it's my views and from my perspective. So yeah.
No, it's a there's so much about the universe we don't understand. So we shouldn't limit ourselves too much in terms of what it could be.
Definitely.
I want to ask you about us going to the moon. Did you know that NASA is planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
Yeah, I know. Like I even like Artemis program. So yeah, I got registered. That I got to know that that is going to stand on the moon. So I just got registered my whole family on that mission. So yeah,
Oh, when did you find out?
like I was scrolling the LinkedIn, right, and one of my peers and one of my friends just okay shared me the link. Like okay, you should try it out. And NASA is sending all the data and information who is enrolling in that program. So I just appear like I just gone through that link and I just yeah applied and I just got my passes of Artemis 1. And yeah,
That's the senior name on Artemis 1 that you're talking about.
yeah.
Do you know the last time you went to the moon?
To be honest, maybe yesterday or day after yesterday, because I just want moon virtually. So yeah.
But I mean, the last time we had astronauts actually putting boot prints on the moon. Do you know when that was?
No, I yesterday got information from like say one of the video from the uh, video from the Chinese government, I guess, no, YouTube, that China found some kind of waters around 30 tons per liter, if I'm not wrong. Then yeah, they found kind of water on moon, and yeah, I just saw that. So yeah, to be honest, I I can't remember because it's just like I remembered one of the dialogue of James Bond, that he was not even remembered to like remember whole planets of the solar system. He just remembered Mars, Sun, Earth, and that's it. And when asked why, he just said like, it's not about my information and interest, so I don't want to. But in my case, it's regarding my interest, but still, I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting about the Chinese rover they have there. That's and then this satellite that they also have. It's the moon's definitely a place where lots of people are going soon. I know China has a lot of plans. India has plans. Japan has plans. Russia has plans. Europe has plans. So it's kind of interesting. Um, oh, what do you think about sending humans back to the moon?
I guess there is nothing kind of like, I just wanted to add in context to Sir Stephen Hawking's context, like we will never achieve that kind of perfectism, like perfect kind of never achieved. And when we say about, okay, we got to know about totally about the moon, or let's say example even on Earth too, when we say like, still we used to say like 90 around 90 to 80% of part of the ocean is still need to be discovered, and if it's discovered well, then we can find new species around the depth. So that's the thing. I must say that, okay, I yeah, it's worth sending again, like humans to moon. Like at the end of the day, we are just getting knowledge, not just like, we shouldn't think in terms of wasting money or like operational costs. It's just like thinking in terms of what if we got to know about these things, or what if we get to know more about things, just like I talked about Chinese rover. So yeah, I think it's kind of worthy to send humans back.
Um, let's see. Where do you see humanity in 200 years?
I see humanity like, to be honest, before going to that future, I want to stay in present, because yeah, there is a thing, and all of us know that our present actions will be going to determine our future, right? So if the thing that has been currently happening in humanity, the NASA has been progressing, Israel has been progressing, Roscosmos, right? So yeah, we are progressing in the space sectors, and also getting know much more about humans here on Earth. So yeah, there are still organization also, just like UNs and many more organizations, they are working towards the development of this society. They are being taking charge, that people used to think like, okay, it's just a waste of time or kind of things. People are talking on that topics, or so yeah. I see like that till I am talking to you, the life I have lived till now, I just see that the progress of humanity from the like from the textbook they were teaching us from the Stone Age, then Copper Age, then Iron Age, then kind of things, and now we are in modern age, right? And yeah, we got Elon Musk too. So I think like I can say till now, at that present moment, like I am seeing the progress of humanity, but if implemented well, like we doesn't even know about what is going to happen in next second, right? So that's the thing about it. If implemented well and taking good steps with good souls and characters and humanity, right? So definitely, you not even humanity, but also this civilization, like previously we used to call as Homo sapiens. Now we used to call as Homo sapiens sapiens, new modernized form, right? So that's the thing. But yeah, if actions implemented well in a great way, in a towards great like with the great imagination and the welfare of humans, so yeah, definitely we are going to no doubtly progress. But at the end of the day, what success is, highs and lows, failures and try and fail area, try and fail and error kind of things. So yeah, at the end of the day, what we are here is for to help others and to say discover about ourselves more. So yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, here are my thoughts. Like currently, my perspective, humanity has been progressing. I don't know about the day after I will die, but yeah, definitely I always pray and hope for the betterment of humanity. So yeah.
Would you take a trip to space?
Yeah, definitely I would take a trip to space, but to be honest, like in my own UFO kind of thing, where I will be using a hyperdrive and a warp drive and having intergalactic and constellation and interplanetary distancing and giving high five to new civilizations. So yeah.
Um, would you consider immigrating to Mars?
uh yeah, immigrating to Mars is a really might seem fantastic or great things, but yeah, as I told you, there is always going to two sides of the coin, and if there is only one side of the coin, I don't think that is going to be worthwhile. Yeah, definitely it is going to be, but there should be kind of stereotype of traditional. So might sound awkward, like many people here listening here, but what I think is that definitely we should, and okay, and we should thinking about colonization on Mars. The thing is taking serious, and yeah, as Sir Elon Musk said, what if the next meteorite hit Earth again and will be vanishing all, right? So it's just a betterment of humanity. But yeah, I would love to I wouldn't say dark side, but yeah, I think people, most of the people, right, around 51 to 60 kind of people forget that what the guarantee that what we are doing on Earth might not happen on Earth. Like we having a great nature environment, we are helping people, we have oceans, right? We can convert that salt water into sweet water and can deliver to homes. We have solar cities, right? We have Teslas, we have SpaceX, right? That's the thing. But yeah, at the end of the day, looking towards the Mars is just really betterment of humanity. And yeah, we should, like Earth is just like a cradle, and we should not been ever been in the cradle. We should always think in the perspective of growth. And yeah, like we should be always going to strong together. So yeah, it's definitely a good idea from my perspective. So yeah, even a great idea, I would love to say.
Well, let's run a mental experiment if you don't mind. Let's say you or one of your descendants immigrates to Mars, and it's 200 years in the future, so it's like 2222. And it's your great, 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 great granddaughter, however many greats it takes to get to 200. She's on Mars. She's in high school, just like you're in high school. She's in history class, and she's doing a project on the 2020s. You know what happened 200 years before. So she's 200 years in the future, looking back at you. What do you hope happens in this decade that will be worth remembering in 200 years?
Oh, that's great. Really, really great. I just have like you asked me one question, but I just wanted to give two answers, right? One answer in context to, is it really going to take that much year or not? Like people usually talk about we are going to take 2030 or even 2050 or 20 kind of next century, right? But is it really going to take like, I feel like, what if all the kind of space organization around the world form in one body and works towards it? So from my perspective, the operation cost will be like, budget will be get increased. People's having specialties around the world will get to know around about each other, having, and also it will reduce the processing and manufacturing time. And that's the thing, and also will going to take less time to launch animations. So that's the thing. And yeah, about second question, what is going to do in humanity, for like for the confirmation, we are talking about what is going to around 20 years, right? uh,
Well, 200 years. Oh, well,
oh,
yeah.
okay, okay, 200 years, right? So I won't, I'm to be honest, I won't say what is going to be in 200 years, but I can make sure that, like, the till I will living be, like, I will make sure that the till I'll be living and having my last breath, I can make and try to be make Earth a really great beautiful place that ever it was, ever like it ever it was, right? So that's the thing, and I will always try to deliver whatever I like. I'm saying from a perspective of mine, and like definitely everyone has his or her own opinion. I really respect that. From but yeah, as you talked about, my granddaughter, granddaughter is thinking about me. I will make sure, to be honest, right? To be honest, I will make sure that one of their chapter will going to include me. uh, Apart from including Elon Musk, I'll be including like next to the Elon Musk, like first chapter is going to be of Elon Musk, right? And second chapter is going to be me, about Siddharth, what he did, what he is going, like what he was, like he was capable of, what he will going to do if he was alive. So that's the thing. I will make sure that children's in high schools in future will dress up like me, having kind of things like me, and they will always like, okay, oh my god, like what if Siddharth, Sir Siddharth, they used to call me, as was alive right now. So I will always think in terms of inspiring others. Like, and yeah, that's the thing. I will make sure that next chapter is going to about me, what I done towards humanity, what I done towards human civilization, and yeah, what I was able to do if I was having a long life. So that's the thing. So yeah, all I can say is that yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I look forward to reading that chapter myself.
Definitely, but in the form of another body is having the same consciousness.
Um, well, Siddharth, that's pretty much all the questions I had. Before I stopped recording, is there anything else that you wanted to add that future generations might benefit from looking back at this time as we get ready to really expand out into the rest of the solar system?
That's great. That's great. I to be honest, I don't have anything much worthy or new to add, but I have my own things kind of like which I feel it's my own. So I just wanted to say like to whoever is watching in future, right? Maybe it's around 2050 or 2030 like that. I just wanted to make sure that you what you are watching, right? You are a unique piece of like piece ever being made by the god or any mighty you known, or even a science if you might know as a god, that you are the unique creature, not even a creature, more than an creature. You are, you have a power to say handle a whole universe, or you have a power to make others life more beautiful. So I just wanted to say you, who you are watching, right, is that you are the unique piece ever being made. You are never going to be described with anyone's or anyone's word. And I just wanted to add an effect, like if ever, like in future, if ever is going to ask you to describe yourself, I would love like you will say your name, because I don't think that there is going to be any word that will describe you, because that is the reason you have your name, right? So make the best out of you. And how, okay, we all talking about best, make the best out of you, but no one like barely talk about what is best and how to be the best, like how to make the best out of you. So first of all, we should know that best is nothing about doing things or being wealthy or something like that. Best is something that at the end of the day, when the night came, you are able to sleep satisfaction with with full satisfaction, whatever things you have done in your past, your today. It's been just, for my perspective, it's just a sleep of satisfaction, that okay, you are satisfied whatever you did. No matter you fail or win, at the end of the day, you put your 100%, right? And it all is matter is that you put it your 100%, right? So I just say, like, what is happy? Being happy is just having a sleep in night, full of satisfaction and full of happiness, right? And happiness is in terms of nothing emotions or like that. Happiness in terms of gratitude to parents or anything you love, gratitude to who you are, and gratitude to your own self, that it makes you what you are. Like, okay, there might be planes, there might be ships, or there might be kind of things out there in the world, but at the end of the day, if there is darkness, there is a light. And please don't confuse darkness as a bad thing, because dark, from my perspective, darkness is not just an evil thing. Might be it's the just a place that is having a full capacity to absorb a light, right? Or is a place where you can show your potential. So that's the thing, never afraid of darkness, right? And yeah, that's the thing. You are seeing me, I'm feeling worthy that you are seeing me with Nathan sir. And again, I just wanted to be say like how do you be happy, uh, rather than being your own, we try to be one of the pillar, like one of the stick of other people. Like doesn't matter you are getting rewards from that or any kind of benefit from that. Even I also used to do, even I had an enemy like that. First of all, there is nothing about enemy, right? We all are homo sapiens, we all are earthmate, always going to be earthmate if we are in the Mars. So yeah, you are a Mars mate, right? You having a mate in Mars, right? That's the thing. But I always used to say, be the stick of someone that needs you, even if he or she doesn't need. Be the reason that they share you what the things is going on in their lives, and like that's the thing. Like that's all I say. Like whatever I am living in current era, I'm living in 2022. So that's the thing I used to believe. Be useful to others in form of consciousness, and yeah, make more and more bonds, and it doesn't matter you are getting rejections or that thing. I just wanted to say, please don't underestimate the break things, right? The things who are getting breaked. God used break clouds to have the rain. God used breaking people to use to overcome what they gone through. So that's the thing, and it's a process in nature. So breaking doesn't mean over a fail or like ending of your story. Breaking doesn't mean something best is coming for you. And yeah, and also one thing at last, I know you are getting bored and like someone is saying delivering you message from past life. I know it might be getting bored, but just the last thing, that if it's not an happy ending or a good ending, it's not the end of your story, right? So that's, you should always keep in mind. And yeah, that's the thing. I hope you can motivate yourself and inspiration. So that's the thing. If it is good, uh, don't seem it's the end of your story, right? Just think like, okay, you have more things to do good, not to only ourselves, own self, but also to others. So yeah, that's the thing. And even if it's not good, it's not an end of your story, and your end of story is never going to be, because you are being remembered by the, even not by humans, right, but by the environment, by the nature, by the molecules. You are like, say I'm sitting on a chair, I might be remembered by the molecules. Think in terms of that, might be remembered from that atoms I'm using a desktop. So yeah, there are someone who is being praying for you constant, and you matter to them. So yeah, that's the thing. And yeah.
Well, thank you, Siddharth. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording then.
Yes, I think I talk too much. And yeah, so yeah.